Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be flipping through the Artists and Illustrators October issue. I'm currently using the Readly app to view this magazine in case you haven't watched any of my videos before. A link will be in the description. This is not sponsored or anything like that. I pay for the subscription, but they do a huge range of different types of magazines, so I highly recommend. Okay, let's get into it. So with the app as well, you can view the pages along there, and then you can take it off that, which I'm going to do so we can go through this. So this that's just an advertisement, the welcome, contents, letters. So we have the October's exhibitions as usual, not very many. We've got a few here. So we've got 20 new colours of Liquitex acrylic inks. I've never used these actually. I would like to give them a try at some point. They got a huge range of colours. I suppose you would use them like ink, like any other ink, acrylic inks. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely need to try those. October tips, advice, and ideas sketchbook. So all at sea, marine artist Tony Allen shares his tips for artistic success. So some tips, and also another thing that I'd like to mention is that on these, if you want to save a page from here, from the app. So obviously going through these magazines, there's like projects and tutorials that you might want to save. So you can. You see this down at the bottom in the middle, that round yellow button. So you can save this page. So if you scroll down, it will save that, and you can save it to wherever you'd like on your device. So that's quite handy. So you've got it and you can come back to it later. Sketchbook. I prefer images that are less specific, so there's room for everyone's imagination. The diary. Book of the month. Contemporary figures in watercolour. Interesting. Join us online. So they've got an online community. New hues. Vermilion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Discover a new colour every month. Interesting. Oh, you know these electric erasers? I've actually got one of those. They actually, they do work. They do work out quite well. I haven't used mine for quite some time. I think I'll tell you when they are useful is when you've got like a massive drawing and there's a lot to erase. Yeah, I haven't used it for a while though. Some advertisements. Stacey's top tip: use a lot of paints, more than you think. Like good cooking paint requires generosity of spirit. That's that artwork there. Fresh paint. Inspiring new artwork straight off the easel. Let's have a look. That's still life painting. I like the reflections in there. Alice's top tip: I try to keep my brush strokes short and broken so the paint looks more like a tapestry. I suppose, yeah, it does. That's quite nice. Zoom in on that. You can see the texture in there. See the umbrellas up there. The texture in that painting comes across nicely. Drawing special. Why draw? This month we'll be celebrating a humble act of drawing. Over the next 11 pages you will find tips, ideas and challenges, but Stephen Peele begins with an important question. That's quite a nice drawing. I love the highlighting on those drawings. Very nice. Understand your own purpose too. Drawing is a desire to not simply record the world but engage with it. True. Drawing special, that's nice. Treating your sketchbook as a safe space away from prying eyes. Yeah, I suppose with sketchbooks, I find it very hard to be like, just, I don't know, just going in there and practicing and not really caring. I think everybody struggles with that, to be honest, that does any form of kind of art. Adding structure. Giovanni Civardi explains the importance of using construction lines to help you better understand the essential elements of your subject. Identifying tone. Florence Sherwood presents a simple exercise for identifying tones using a scale system that can be expanded as you progress. So if you do any kind of formal art studies and drawing, you're going to have to do these type of exercises as a basic to getting started in drawing, is to practice tone. 17 quick tips for better drawings. While good drawing does take real practice, these simple correctives are designed to improve your sketching skills immediately. Some good tips there. Yeah, drawing something twice. I think that I agree with that. That's tip number 10. If I draw something and then I kind of redraw it or go over it, so when you draw something and then you ink it, you kind of correct when you're inking, you're kind of drawing it again, so you kind of correct it a little bit. Yeah, I do agree that it's definitely worth revisiting something and drawing it again, or just practicing what you're going to draw and then draw it as a final draft. Like I do a draft and then do a final draft of your drawing. I think that's really helpful because initially you're just getting your idea out on the paper, and then you can take that idea from the paper and then perfect it in a final draft. Let me know what you think about that. Yeah, some good tips there. Frame of mind. Getting into the right headspace is key to a great drawing, so we need to think like an Olympic athlete on a wet Tuesday morning, says Laura Smith. That's a bit dramatic. We need to get rid of the critical imagery audience in our heads and start enjoying the process. That's very true. I think we're all highly critical of any artwork that we produce. Sketchbook challenges. Struggling for inspiration, try a quick drawing exercise to get you started, and you might just learn something along the way too. Challenge 1, negative space. Yeah, all of these exercises are really good in improving your drawings. Cross hatching. I do like a bit of cross hatching. Challenge 2, follow the form. Challenge 3, vary your marks. A good fit between teacher and student expectations will make a big difference to the outcome. The working artist. As the autumn term begins, Laura Boswell reflects on how to make the most of an art class. Yeah, that's an ad. Art history. Frans Hals. Far from just being a painter of joyful portraits, this Dutch golden age artist inspired future generations, and a new exhibition is set to boost his legacy, says Steve Pill. Oh wow. Look at that detail. It actually looks kind of real. That sleeve, it looks kind of real. I love the detail in this, in the clothing. Amazing. Look at that lace. Beautiful. Look at that. Loving that. I love all that detail there. That's amazing. I'd love to see that actually up close. Again, quite a lot of detail. Harriet De Winton, the former set designer turned artist, author, and entrepreneur, talks to Rebecca Bradley about building confidence and starting a creative business in her spare room. Those are pretty. That's nice. In life, it's very rare that we get things right first time, but you can always learn from the unexpected. Oh, I love that picture. Look at those flowers. Oops. Back we go. Yes, I like her flower drawing illustrations. Alla Prima. Raw Umber Studios tutor Lizette Digmans presents an introduction to the direct painting technique that can be used to create lively, spontaneous pictures. Interesting, as a masterclass. So you can save these little tutorials and practice them. I'm not sure I'd practice this one though, it seems a little bit boring. 10 rules for capturing lunacy. American acrylic artist Lexi Sundell shares her expert tips for recreating a natural glow in your floral paintings, which should be applied to all sorts of subjects. That looks lovely. Some good tips there. Diminution. I don't know what that is. Diminution. Jake Spicer's new 6-part guide will help you create a greater sense of space in your work. Here he reveals 3 clever tricks for adding depth without sacrificing accuracy. Blocking in shapes. Mixed media acrylics. In the first of the new series about incorporating different media into your work, Aine Devine goes on a location in a Scotland fishing village to show the benefits of acrylics. Oh, look at her setup. Looks like she's got some pastels there as well, maybe some oil pastels as well there. Interesting. Oh, whenever I'm at like the seaside or places where there's lots of boats, I always do think about what a nice painting that would make. So you've got a demo there. Lots of mark making. If you see her flowers in there, see that detail there, and in the boat, the green in that green bit, the patterns on the boat. So she has quite some interesting in the flowers in the sky. Very interesting. Creates a kind of different. It makes the it's not just like an average boat painting. Autumn flowers. This Delilah's complex beauty and seasonal colours made it the perfect subject for Sandrine Mugi, in a painting that combines dry brush and wet and wet techniques. Add anatomy, planes of the face. That's one thing that's not my suit is anatomy and drawing. I do need to maybe practice that. Some demos here. Be quite handy to practice. That's a nice painting. Katrina Wallis King, the newly elected Pastel Society member, tells Steve how Bird's Nest, CBT training, and Willow Charcoal have all played a part in her atmospheric mixed media art. I can't bloody read today. How I paint. Project Autumn Walks. Join illustrator Emily Layford for a brisk seasonal jaunt as she hunts out a suitable subject matter for this month's colourful watercolour project. That's very nice. Nice little autumn project to get stuck into. Meet the artist. I think that's it for this one. Well, thank you for joining me for this, and check out the next video for my second video on the October art magazine flip through. I'll see you then. Bye for now.